Hello everyone, welcome back to today's episode of Spectre Spiel. Two girls.
And scary stories.
My name is Ria,
And my name is Ashita.
and today we are going to share a Malaysian urban legend about Hantu Kumkum. I would like to apologize well in advance if I butcher any of the pronunciations. So, with that said, let's get on with today's episode. So today's story is about Hantu Kumkum. Um, she is considered to be a part of the Malaysian urban legend, and it is about an old and hunched lady visiting house to house, looking for young girls to drink their blood. So
Vampire.
she's not some kind of vampire or ghoul, but yeah, it's like she drinks blood. Um, so let's start. So it all started with a lady having the lust for beauty. Okay, so the legend says that Hantu Kumkum was once a very beautiful Malaysian woman, and she was quite proud of her appearance. But however beautiful and attractive she was, she never felt satisfied with her appearance. And things started to get even worse when she began growing old. Her charisma and beauty began to fade away, and she became very anxious and started to look for ways to restore her lost beauty. And she got a ray of hope when she met a witch doctor. It's called Bomo in Malaysia. So she visited the witch doctor and he agreed to help her through some occult rituals and black magic. And he said that he will be able to restore her beauty. Not only that, but it will be eternal as well. So, like, she will stay young forever, like that, young and beautiful. So, and she will never grow old. So, he gave her a potion to drink. But at the same time, he warned her not to look at her reflection in a mirror for the next 30 days. So for 30 days, she has to avoid looking in the mirror. So she agreed to the warning given by the doctor, but she was having a really tough time controlling and overwhelming curiosity to look at her reflection. So she could feel her skin getting softer and softer and her wrinkles disappearing. And everyone she knew, she was meeting, was complimenting her that how beautiful she's becoming. So by the 29th day, like she had to wait for 30 days. By 29th day, she couldn't take it anymore. And the temptation was uncontrollable for her. So she finally gave in to her curiosity and she broke the rules. As soon as she glanced at a reflection in the mirror cracked and the woman's face began to burn and her skin began to blister while she kept screaming in agony and pain. And soon her body became hunched and deformed, and as fate would have it, a woman desiring for beauty had become as ugly and hideous as one could imagine. So, terrified of her fate, she returned to the witch doctor and she begged him to reverse the fix. He told her that he could no longer help her. The curse could only be uplifted if she drank the blood of a young girl. That's how the legend of Hantu Kumkum was born. So it is said that she still wanders the land and attacks young girls to cure her illness and regain her long lost beauty.
She just had to wait for one day.
Yeah, one more day. So the witch doctor told her that she has to drink from a young girl, but he didn't mention or he did not know like from how many girls or how much blood she has to drink. So she's just going on drinking the blood from the young girl. And nobody knows how much more time that she has to drink or how much more she has to drink. And the word Hantu means ghost, and the word kumkum comes because um, there they the place where she lives in, I guess it is a Muslim dominated area, so there they go as assalamu alaikum, but she's not able to say the traditional or the religious word, so she just goes on saying kumkum
Okay.
as greeting rather than saying assalamu alaikum. So she just says kumkum. So that is why the name Hantu Kumkum.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I got the story online actually. It's shared by a Malaysian girl. And she has encountered or she has seen Hantu Kumkum. And this was when she was 7 years old. And she says that I can still remember the time when Hantu Kumkum had terrorized entire Malaysia. Rumors were that she was after young girls. I was only 7 years old at the time. People said she had no eyebrows and no nose, just two nostrils at the place where the nose should have been.
Like
This
Voldemort.
exactly. This reminded me of Voldemort. She have sharp yellow teeth and her skin covered in blisters. She devours her victim with her sharp yellow teeth. So one evening I was returning home from my school. Suddenly I began to sweat and became uncomfortable. I had a very strange but undeniable feeling that someone was watching me. I then heard a strange sound, a sound of someone sweeping the drain in front of my neighbor's house. On turning around, I saw someone sweeping the drain. It was a woman who was hunched over. I tried to look at her face but couldn't as it was covered with headscarf. As soon as I glanced at her, she stopped sweeping and stood up. She raised her hand and pulled back her scarf, and my blood froze. She had red and blistered skin. Her lifeless yellow eyes were staring at me. It was clear to me that whatever it was definitely not human. I tried to move but couldn't. Perhaps she had done something to me. Maybe a spell. All of a sudden, I heard my brother's voice. He was calling me from the house. His voice broke the demon's spell, and I ran as fast as I could until I was inside my house. I thought that the nightmare was over. How could I be more wrong? It was just the beginning. That night, when it had grown quite dark, I and my family heard a loud bang and scratching at our front door. Someone was shaking the door violently. We had no doubt left that the woman had returned to claim her victim. That is me. But we were helpless. All we could do was to recite prayers, and that we did. The loud scratching noises abruptly stopped. We thought that our prayers had been heard. It must have been a few seconds when the banging and scratching started again, but this time on our back door. We were all petrified and waited for the conclusion of our fates. The noises continued for more than an hour. The following morning, when we felt safe enough to go outside, we found deep scratch marks on the outside of both our doors.
That's it.
Yeah, that's the end.
Imagine if her brother wouldn't have called her.
Yeah, I guess that Hantu Kumkum would have drank her blood. She was saved by her brother.
Yeah, she owes him.
I hope you guys enjoy today's episode.
And we hope to bring a new episode soon.
Till then, bye bye.
Bye.